Good evening and welcome to SISTA TALK once again. I hope you've had a great week. It's a pleasure to have you join us tonight on this show. I'm your host, Linda Talam, and I hope that you will stay with us until the end of the show. Now, today we are discussing something that most people don't usually really think about, especially the young people and even those maybe in their mid-life, and that is how to plan for retirement. Most people just look at the day-to-day living as you work, go to work, come back, keep some few money here and there. But many people don't usually think about after 60 years, what are you going to do? And in today's show, I am having that discussion with two guests who are experts in this area, and that's on how to plan for retirement. And on my far right, I have Esther Nyambura Kimani, a senior financial advisor. Welcome to the show, Esther.
Thank you very much, Linda.
Yeah, thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I also have Margaret Ndobola Odunga, who is also a senior financial advisor. Karibu to the show.
Thank you very much, Linda.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. If you know anyone who is about to retire or someone who has already retired, this show is for all of you. Even you who has just recently received a letter of employment and you just started job, this is for you. So stay tuned and let's all learn together. So Esther, probably you tell us a bit about you and what you do.
All right, as I've said, I'm Esther Nyambura Kimani, a senior financial advisor with one of the leading insurance companies in Kenya. And mostly what I do there is talk to people and about retirement, help them to raise funds or to accumulate funds for retirement. Yeah, that is mainly what I do. And also emphasize on it's not only old people or mid-aged people who are faced with this issue of retirement. The moment you start working, retirement faces you. Yeah. So you should start early, and so that when that time comes, you are prepared and well prepared to retire. So mainly what I do is talk to people and facilitate people on a good retirement.
Wow.
Yes.
That's great. Do you think in Kenya that area of retirement, many people are well prepared for the area of retirement, or it's a work in progress?
The Kenyan scheme, pension scheme today, is not giving retirees enough money to be able to take care of their living standards. So meaning when they retire at 65, they face so many problems. So as retirees, we need to have a good savings plan for retirement. For example, accumulating your funds so that when you retire, at least you have some good money to purchase an annuity that will pay you for lifetime.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. So that's what you do also? Similar with Esther, preparing people for retirement. Yeah. Wow, that's great. So I'm just wondering, this retirement. What are some of the mistakes, that people make while preparing to retire, or when they are about to retire, or when they are at work? What are some of the things that people just look over and they don't really put much effort into it?
One thing is that people think that they'll be young forever. You see, when you see a glow on your face, you think it will last forever. And most people in their 30s or even 20s, they don't think that one day they will retire, or they think, that time will come and it will sort out itself. But no, you must prepare yourself. So one of the mistakes that most people do is not know that one day they will retire, and to come to face with the reality of retirement. And what happens is that they will need good cash flow, not only cash flow, but good cash flow. Because what happens at retirement, the salary that you had, once you clock 60, once your day, if it is 31st of December, your salary ceases. And from January, what you will only earn from annuity, as she had earlier said. And annuities normally are lower than the salary that you had. So if you don't start preparing early for your lifestyle, to maintain your lifestyle after retirement, then it will come with great shocks.
Wow.
Yeah, it will be such
So thinking that you will remain young forever. Maybe we can add to it some of the mistakes that people make.
Okay, most people today believe that since they're educating their children, when they retire, the children will take care of them. But today, children, you understand the.com, most of them believe that their money is their money and their family. So they don't think, in fact, the parents who keep on calling, like maybe they call their children, hi, how are you? I want money for planting. I want money for this. Some children of today, by the way, they don't take it positively, like parents expecting them to provide for their needs.
In fact, they start even calling them toxic.
Yes, they start calling them that. So as parents, we need to start saving money today and accumulate enough funds so that these children, they just help us when they need. Like it's not a must, it's not a mandatory that they have to provide for us as the parents in future. Yeah, they do it when they willingly, not by force. Yeah, so when you have all your funds together accumulated and you're able to purchase a good annuity, you need help from your children. Even them, remember, they have a life to live. They have their children, they have their spouses to take care of everything. So sometimes it's good as parents to start taking care of such by now, so that in future we don't keep on.
Where did this come from, Esther, that many, the older people, there's that, we'd call it an expectation that my children will take care of me.
Yes.
So have as many children as you
can. And especially girls.
Yeah.
So they will take care of you. You know, your children are not your retirement plan. No. Most like us, our parents used to think that I will educate my children, educate my daughter, and when I grow old, they are going to take care of us. This thing ends with us. These children that we have, I tell you, they'll be like, you also had time to plan for your retirement, you had time to plan for your old age, and life is not becoming any easier. The economy is not getting any better. So things will be tough for them. Even some of the children will depend on the parents in one way or another. So we must plan.
Is it the parent who's supposed to take care of the children, or the children who are supposed to take care of the parents? Because I think we kind of got it reversed.
Yes. There is a time where the parent should take care of the children, and then after that, you as a parent plan for your old age. It is not the other way around, that when you grow old. So we do not say that children should not help their parents here and there, but you should not be totally dependent on them. I mean, you should have something for yourself. As you grow old.
Probably can just go on around the same thread of the mistakes that people make when planning for retirement.
The mistake they make is that they stay depending on one source of pension, and yet they have other sources of income. For example, somebody is employed by government. They have this NSSF 200 shillings per month. You understand? This 200 shillings per month, at the end of 60 years, is not enough for you to purchase an annuity.
If we say 200 per month,
you're deducted from your payslip.
For 12 months, that's about 24.
2,400. And then your employer does the same.
So at the end of the 60 years,
it's not,
you know, for example, an annuity of, like, if you have accumulated 10 million, that will give you like 100,000 every month. If you have accumulated like 5 million, it will give you like 50,000 every month, lifetime. You understand? So as parents today, we need to give at least an extra income source, like source of income. Like maybe if you're doing business, you're earning, but you're doing business. Create another account, at least a savings plan for you to be saving at least kidogo every month. Every month you are putting in something. Every month you are putting in something. Even if you are doing business, it doesn't matter how big is the business. You save every month. Then at the end of retirement, you accumulate. You get the funds from this savings plan. You add to the one that you're going to be given by the government. Then you purchase a bigger annuity that is able to take you through the lifetime.
Maybe later you'll tell us what this annuity is.
About it.
As we go on during the show. Do you have any other thing that people do that's not right when planning for retirement?
Not planning for their medical care when they retire. Medical insurance is very expensive when you purchase it as an individual. You see, this person has been working under, and they've been enjoying medical cover under the employer. When they retire, when they turn 60, normally it's very expensive, especially when they have to get inpatient and outpatient. So we always advise people, start planning, start putting some money aside that will take care of your medical care. So that is one thing, because by the time most people are turning 60, they have these lifestyle diseases. They have maybe hypertension, they have diabetes and all that. So when they don't really think about their, and also exposing themselves to these diseases that will really bring be a burden, especially a financial burden for them when they retire.
Wow.
So about medical care, that's such an important thing, and that is why we find many people dying 10 years after retiring or 5 years after retirement if there was no adequate planning.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I hope you have a checklist that you are ticking. This one, I'm okay. I'm okay.
Yeah.
If all of them are X, then you are. You need to do something. How soon should one start preparing for retirement, Margaret?
As soon as you get your first job. There are jobs which offer retirement plans. There are jobs which don't offer. So it's you to plan yourself. Like the jobs which do, like, you can be deducted like 50%, whatever you are being deducted, they top up maybe 50% or 100%.
Okay.
But there are jobs whereby they never give the retirement plan for you. So it's you to plan for yourself. So once you get employed, even if it's a private firm, it's not offering those pension plans or what, you just start putting aside small every month.
Even
every
like
month.
the government 200.
Yeah, even the government 200.
Yeah.
Go. By the way, join those NSSF things, join provident funds, IPPs, open them and save more money every time. You never know about in future. You can get even greener pastures in future. You top up your funds. And also another thing is that if you're having, maybe you've been working in another scheme and you transfer to another scheme, and maybe your pension is in the other place where you used to work before, you can always transfer the money to wherever you moved to. Like you
so
open,
it does not just disappear.
Yes, so when you contribute wherever you were working before, it doesn't disappear. When you move to another job, you can transfer your funds to
where you are now.
Where you are, but in an IPP, a provident fund. So what happens is that you continue moving ahead as you move with your money. You can be able to access the money in case you need a statement. You can be able to access the statements and everything. So that is one thing that people don't look into. Like they wait until they are 50 years. Like right now you find somebody is been working for the last like 40 years or 30 years. Somebody does not have any pension plan. Or this person is a business person, especially business people.
Yeah.
You know, they don't have this opportunity like these employed people.
Yeah.
So if you're a business person, you're supposed to save for retirement. It will reach a time when you don't have the energy even to wake up and go to your business place, open or do some things that you can be able to do vigorously.
Yeah.
You are not able to do such things. So you start saving, even if you're 18 years, you just start from there as a business person. Remember, it's you and you alone. You are not looking up to your employer because you are this one who is self-employed and you employed yourself. So you need to save early for the business people. Yeah.
Wow. Esther, so then the way she has said concerning the business people, that they are not saving.
Yeah.
If someone has not been saving and they are at the level of firefighting now, they are 10 years to 60 years, or they are now 55, they are 50.
Yeah.
Is there a crash program that they can do to ensure that by the time they are 60, which is the government cutoff for people who are retiring, what can they do? Because maybe someone is watching and they are wondering, wow, I am 54.
Yeah, there is a solution to everything. We have a program where they'll be be required to put in quite an amount of money because of age and the time that you have is very little, very small, if they are already 54. So they can just talk to us, come in, and we are going to do something for them. And they are going to, if they decide to retire, you see, business doesn't really have time of retirement. But then you don't want to do business for the rest of your life. You have to give yourself 60, or by 65, you stop. You stop being active also in your business, and you go now play golf and do other things. So by the time maybe you're turning 60 or 65, you want the accumulated funds, the pension fund that maybe you'll come in, you'll bring the money, if it's 10 million, 20 million, and then purchase an annuity that will be paying you for the rest of your life. Yeah, another thing I would want to talk about the pension, the way people leave pensions all over. Maybe you are working for this institution and you had accumulated pension to a certain amount, you left, you went to another. We find people with pensions all over. So we assist people to bring all that pension together in one company.
Yeah, I think probably it's also something most people don't know. That probably I was working for company X.
Yes.
Either they fired me or I decided to leave. Then I went to Y. Now I'm in Z.
Yes.
So what happens? Because in this X, maybe they were taking my pension plan or NSSF, so to speak.
Yeah.
Then I moved. What happens to that amount I had accumulated here?
What happens is that you open an individual pension plan with a particular company. And especially you get your pension from brokerages and bring it to an insurance company. You open an individual pension plan and then you consolidate. So you go to insurance A, take your money out. Okay, you can't access it. They will transfer it to you are now individual pension plan. So you get out of the scheme. If you are working for ABC, then you are removed from that scheme. So you take your pension from it. You go to the next company, and so we consolidate all your pension from all over and put it in one kitty, individual pension plan, where you have access. You can always put in money. You can get statements anytime that you want, and you can grow it. And that money, you will only access it when you turn 50. So if you don't do that, there is a likelihood of losing a lot of money all over. And there are so many people who have lost money. So we've come in to help them.
To add on that, there are some people who were working maybe in another company sometimes back, and then they moved on again. Then they turn 60, they retire. So at that time they're 60, they go back to find out where their pension was at that time. Then they find that maybe the company collapsed or the company is no longer there.
Yeah.
Oh,
you understand?
Yeah.
So it becomes difficult for you to retrieve your pension from behind. So if it's getting your pension consolidated in one account, it's now. Now, because you've got the information through us, you rather take advantage of that. You consolidate all your pensions in one account, an account that you can be able to manage. You can be able to see the statements. You receive statements every month. You can be able to top up even from somewhere else. It doesn't mean that it has to be money from your employment. You can be even having a small business. You can be able to top up that money because it's your fund. You can send the money through M-Pesa, through bank, anyway.
And it's not really restricted to a certain time.
Yeah, of course. Maybe you have a target or you have an objective, like when I retire, I want to accumulate this amount of money. So actually you're looking at that objective like it's a goal you want to achieve at 60 years. So at the end of the day, and Makil, don't worry about maybe in case of anything happening to you, your money will be, maybe you lose the money. No, you have a next of kin. They'll be able to inherit the money. So it's good to go.
Okay. Wow.
At the same time, Linda, if I can add to that, we look at interest rates. So you want to put your money in a place where it is growing. The fact that this money, you cannot access it before you turn 50, you don't want it to remain 100,000. You want it to, in the next 10 to 15 years, you want it to be 300,000. So we consider that the interest, where we open the individual pension plan, how will this money grow? So we look at that. We look at the growth of the money and the interest rates that we give.
Wow. So I hope your check marks are all green. I'm also thinking about myself. So how I'm doing. I hope I'm not doing so badly. So then let's come to the point where now preparing for retirement. I think you've mentioned now one of the steps that people need to start doing is to, if you have been moving from company to company, now start consolidating your pension. What's the other step, Esther, that someone can take now, planning or preparing for retirement?
For retirement. Most of the people are in that age group of raising children. We are paying school fees and all that. And I believe that most people should have education plans so that you don't have to pay from your pocket. And those who do not have, consider children are very important, but children are like a river. They are coming and they will leave.
They're always moving.
Yeah, they are moving and they will leave you. Yeah. So apart from all the things that you are doing financially, think about yourself. The Bible, the good book, the Bible says, love your neighbor as you love yourself. Yeah. So you come number one, love yourself, love your future. So you should have a fund that you're growing towards yourself. Like I equate it to like paying yourself. You know, when you receive your salary, you will go and maybe pay rent. You will pay your house help. You go to the supermarket and you're paying people. Yeah. You're giving money to the supermarket. You're giving this money to your house help and all that. But do you ever pay yourself? One way of paying yourself is having a fund that will cater for your retirement. You love yourself. Right now you are strong. You can be able to work and do 1, 2, 3 things and get a shilling here and there. But when you turn 60, you are aging, you have retired, you won't have the same kind of strength, mental strength and, and physical strength. So this money that you have been paying yourself and putting it in a fund, it will have grown. Yeah. By the time you turn 60. And if your employer was giving you pension, you will consolidate, you put it together, your pension and this fund that you have been growing. And this fund that we normally advise people to have, it is not taxed. When you're getting the lump sum, it is not taxed. So if your goal was to raise 5 million, you'll be given the entire 5 million. The entire 5 million. So you will add it up to what your employer will give you, and then you will purchase this thing that we are calling an annuity. Yeah, which will give you very good liquidity and cash flow into your retirement. Wow. So how you prepare yourself is having a kitty or something that we will help you to do. At the end of, I believe we are going to give our contact that we will assist you to do. We are very passionate about this because we have seen people suffer in their old age and we've seen people die. They were doing so well when they were employed, but when they retire, they go under and they die very prematurely and all that.
Yeah. Okay. So because we are about to go on a break, she said putting it in a fund. So I'm assuming it's not really in a bank account, so to speak.
Of course,
Fixed accounts.
Or
it's a fund that is okay. What exactly is it?
When you put your money, you will not incur the tax. It's non-taxable.
Okay.
Yeah. The difference with the pension. The normal pension. The normal pension, you are normally taxed. Yeah. And this one, you're not taxed. That is number one. Number two, it earns an interest, just like Esther has said. Okay. And also, it's a fund that will discipline you. You will not be able to access the money until that period you are 60 years or above. Yeah. And
so it is a period that you set by yourself?
Yeah, we set depending on your age. Okay. For example, somebody who is 50 years, of course, we know how the term, what we'll give to you. If you are, maybe let me say 55, we know what we'll be able to give you. 30. If you are below, you are 30 years, we also have a fund for you. Okay. If you are 25, as long as you're above 18 years, we've got several funds for you. And we can always advise you on which fund is good for you. And also, I remember, maybe I can just say like, most people today, when you approach them, especially the young people, you tell them that let's do some investment for retirement, let's save for retirement. They tell you, I'm still young. Why are you talking about retirement? The way I'll advise
it's like you're scaring them
the
to retire.
Especially those ones who are not yet in marriage and they don't have responsibilities at the moment. Because some of us always admire, like we could have started saving those days when we no responsibilities compared to now. Because right now when you get your money, it's school fees, it's what. So at the end of the day, you find that you save little or you don't have even any to save. So for the younger ones, you don't have any responsibility right now. You can find somebody's getting good salary, like maybe 100,000, 50,000 or even 30,000, but they only pay rent maybe of less than 10K and they don't have something else to spend with the money. This is the right time to start because you never know about tomorrow. Once you get married, you get children on board and they're going to school, you'll not be able to save like you can be able to save right now.
Wow. So young people, don't be scared. Retirement is near. So let's start saving. We are going to take a short break, and I hope you are mulling over these things. When we come back, we are going to define what this annuity is.
Yeah.
See you in a few minutes.
The Animal Kingdom.
My name is Apostle David Juma. This is Equip.
A man shows preparation to receive by exercising intentionality in giving.
Umepigwa vita, mwili imepigwa, nikaa umevunjwa like unasikia umevunjwa, yani hata kijaribu kuamka inakuwa ni hard.
The language of music is very powerful, so it's important that you be careful what you listen to.
I do not believe that politicians have any spiritual legal standing.
When God spoke, I thought ni mimi na feel hivyo ati.
If you're a lover of great music, then this is the place to be.
A woman out there who is trying to get into marriage.
Hii story ni ya biashara tu and the workplace environment. But above all, we are bringing in the hand of God at the workplace.
If God has said you are a winner, you are a winner.
Young people want names, titles. We need to stop and start.
What word would you give to the young upcoming artist?
Look, the pastor, the leader must grow.
The Spirit of the Lord brings on board is the ability to instruct.
I believe God is going to speak to your life and your marriage is going to take a new course.
Elevate TV, advancing kingdom lifestyle.
Good marketing makes the company look smart. Great marketing makes the customer feel smart. Are you looking for a place to advertise your upcoming conference, church meeting, or ladies' meeting? Look no further. Elevate TV is offering you a chance to advertise from as low as 5,000 Kenyan shillings. Talk to us today. Call us on 0705 872237.
Welcome back, and tonight we are discussing on how to plan for retirement. And on set I have Esther and Margaret, who are experts and senior advisors in the area of retirement, helping retirees and those who are on job and even on business, yet they are looking years to come at 60 when it's a cap for retirement for most people. What will you have saved by then? Will you depend on your children? Are your children your savings retirement plan? Or you have something else on the side that you also can be of support to your children? And by the way, your children at that time will be getting married.
Yeah.
You're supposed to pay dowry.
Exactly.
And all those things. So when we went on a break, we talked about, consolidating your pensions from different places. Yeah. And then also we talked about annuity. Probably, Margaret, you can let us know what is this annuity, because we've had it several times.
Okay, I'll do a practical example of annuity. You've reached 60 years and you want to retire. You've been saving money every month, and now you want to retire at 60. What we normally do is we consolidate all the money that you want to use to purchase an annuity. Maybe, for example, if it's 10 million, depending on what you've saved, we normally do a third. You are paid lump sum. We pay the person lump sum. That is a third of the money. For example, if it's 10 million, we do a third of 10 million, we give you lump sum. This lump sum, you can go purchase anything, do your family projects, you can use it anyhow, the way you want. And we also have advisors, like we can advise you on what you can use a third money for. Okay. For example, some people retire when they're given this a third lump sum. Okay, good. Like some of them have never handled such amount of money. So you find somebody has misused the money. At the end of 1 year, they are broke.
They are back.
Yeah, so we also offer financial advices on how you can use this. You can put this a third amount into good use. The two-third is the one that we use to purchase an annuity. This annuity, once you purchase it, it will be paying you for your lifetime. Till that day, God will tell you, come my daughter or come my son. So what happens with the annuity depends on how long you want this annuity for. It's called a guaranteed period. Okay. This guaranteed period is to your beneficiaries, not to you. For example, there is a guaranteed period of between 0 to 20 years. You can choose either 0, 5 years, 10 years, or 20 years. For example, if you choose 10 years, and God forbid, you die within the first 5 years, like let me say the 5th year, what happens that we pay your next of kin the remaining 5 years up to 10th year. So once the 10th year is over, we stop giving them money. But if you choose like 20 years and then you live beyond 20 years, when you die after those 20 years that you chose, the guaranteed period, we are not going to give your next of kin anything because you chose a guaranteed of 20 years and you've lived beyond 20 years. But if you live even for more than 20 years, 100 years, or how many years God has blessed you with, we are going to pay you until you die. That day you will die. For example, my dad was a principal, a teacher. And right now, he's 85 years.
So
he still goes to the bank.
25 years after retirement.
Yes. Now you see, even if he chose the guaranteed period of 20 years, if God calls him right now, my mom won't get anything because the guaranteed period is between 0 to 20 years. But today, my dad goes to the bank every month to receive his salary. Just the way he used to go when he was a teacher. Even right now, at least he has some liquid cash. He's able to go to the bank every end month to get some money, even if it's little. You know, those days, they never used to have such opportunity like the one we have today. Yeah. You can consolidate your money somewhere else, and then at 60, you come and purchase a better annuity. So I understand those days, they didn't have such an opportunity. So
this, probably someone is wondering, this annuity, you gave me a third. Let's say, what's the easier math? Let's assume it was 100,000.
Yeah.
So a third of 100,000 would be maybe 30,000?
Yeah, 30,000.
Which
we
you give
lump sum. Yes.
Then you remain with 70,000.
Yes.
This 70,000, you now purchase annuity with the 70,000.
Yes.
So this, let's say I purchase for 10 years. How will this 70,000 spread for 10 years? Or you'll now divide the money to fit within the 10 years?
Okay, we normally calculate using our rate to get the amount you'll be paying every month.
Okay.
For example, if you want an annuity, we normally get your details, like we get your date of birth, your names, and then the purchase value. The purchase value is that 2/3. Then we do for you a quote using the rate. Like how much will this person be able to be getting from now till death.
Okay.
So we calculate for you. If you find that maybe for 10 million, you'll be giving you like 100,000 every month, meaning these 100,000, if you've chose a guaranteed period of 20 years and escalation rate of 0, we'll be paying you this 100,000 till death.
Okay.
We won't change anything. It will be uniform till you die. Yeah, we are not going to, even if some people, even when you calculate, you find that even after 20 years, somebody has used all the 10 million that you invested. Okay. So we are even paying like more than even 20 million, or like my dad now, I'm sure he's used all the money that was left in. He's exhausted, but he's still getting the money every month. You see? Yeah. So it doesn't matter if it's 70,000 and you've chosen a guaranteed period of like maybe 5, 20 years or what, and the escalation rate, it's between 0, 3, 5, and 10. The escalation rate takes care of the inflation. For example, if you choose an escalation rate of 0 and we are giving you 100,000, we'll give you 100,000 till death.
Yeah.
But if you choose an escalation rate of 3%, we'll be giving you we start with less money compared to what if you're supposed to give you, for example, like 100,000, we can start like maybe it will be 70K, but every year it increases by 3%, depending on the inflation rate. So it takes care of inflation rate. So you can find that in future you're even past that 100,000 if you live longer. I think you've ever met a retiree who is telling you, my salary, it goes like up every year. Yeah, that one is a person who chose an escalation rate. Yeah. So that is annuity. And also with our annuity, we have an inbuilt funeral cover expense of 100,000, depending, and it's optional. And also a medical cover, depending on what you want. Like, for example, when you retire, the way Esther said, you will not have, your company or your employer will not be giving you the medical cover the way you've been used to. So you'll be purchasing your own medical cover. So with us, we've got something like an inbuilt. When you get the annuity, we also talk to you like, do you want a medical cover within this? Do you want a funeral cover within this? So that in case you die for funeral, your family can come to us and get the money to take care of your funeral. Or if you don't want, because it's optional, do you want a medical cover within it? Then we discuss, we see which medical, we have all the medical covers, we have funeral covers, we have everything. We have things like savings. We can also give you advices on the third, the way I talked about. So we have everything that you might need on financial basis with us.
Wow, so that's annuity. What else can someone purchase, Esther?
We also have income drawdowns. What happens is that, for example, if you are earning 300,000, once you retire, if you retire 31st December, January you don't receive your salary. And then you purchase an annuity. Definitely we do not come to the same salary that you are earning. You find that maybe you will be getting an annuity or income drawdown of around maybe 100,000 or 90,000. And that is why we tell people to supplement, to have something by the side, so that when it comes to the time to purchase the income drawdown or annuity, it will go to around 200 or 250 so that you can maintain the same lifestyle. So the other product is called income drawdown. The only difference with income drawdown is that we pay you for a period of 10 years.
So that's capped to 10 years?
It's capped, 10 years. But then in those 10 years, what you'll be getting per month is more than annuity. But then after the 10 years, we kind of give you back the money. But then the 10th year, we keep on declaring our interest every year. We can declare 2023, our interest is 10%. 2024, it's maybe 11%. So depending, in the next 10 years, the interest that we will declare, then that is what is going to guide us on the amount of money that we are going to give you back. So with annuities, there's no time you'll ever get your money back. It will be, if we are giving you 110, it will be 110 until death. But with income drawdown, we will, after 10 years, we give you your money. Then after we give you your money, you can decide that you want to continue, you want to purchase an annuity when you are now 70. Or maybe you want to get that money and put it in business. But then, income drawdown, we normally give it to people who are very stable financially, who had really planned themselves, so that in the 10th year, if the things are not very good, our interests go down, you can afford losing. You can afford having losses. So income drawdown is there. You earn more money than annuities. Annuities are people who do not like risk. But IDD, we call it IDD, income drawdowns, really are for risk takers. They are okay. Even if I lose 3 million, I'm okay, I'm good. I can gamble.
So they are a bit more stable financially. They had planned themselves well, such that in case of anything, they are okay. Now, this annuity or income drawdowns that you are talking about, is it something that's done after retirement or before retirement?
After retirement. It's done after retirement. You know, the government policy is like they retire at 60. So after 60, that is the only time you can purchase an annuity. But there are people who do at 50, 55, but at 60, that is the time you can purchase this annuity. And there is something I forgot about, a joint annuity. There is also a joint annuity whereby a spouse, like maybe it's a husband who is retiring. Then you choose like you're doing it with your spouse, whereby, for example, I was talking about you're being paid like 100,000 every month, you the husband. Then you say like, in case I die, my wife should be paid these 100,000 till she dies also.
So it kind of continues
Yes.
even when one spouse
when
is
one
no
spouse
longer
goes
there. Yeah.
and the other one remains,
Yeah.
they start receiving whatever the other spouse was receiving every
Yeah.
month until they also go.
A young person is watching and they're wondering, so what do I do now? Because annuity is not for me.
Yeah.
IDD is not for me.
Yeah.
Is there a fund for young people or people who are not yet, maybe in their 50s, planning for retirement?
Yes,
Apart from NSSF, as we had mentioned earlier.
Yes, we do. We have very many products for young people. The advantage that young people have is that they have time. You see, that is denied to people who have, you know, wamekula kula chumvi. Yes.
Yeah.
So this young person, if they are in their maybe even 40, they have 20 years. 20 years is it's quite a long time. Or if they are 30, they have 30 good years to really build a plan for their retirement. So we have products for the very young. We have even for people who are in their 20s. We have for people in their 40s and even in their 50s. So wherever you are in your age, just talk to us and we'll give you what you need.
Wow.
We tailor make every product for an individual.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So, guys, you have no reason to to be broke during your retirement. And if you have a parent who is almost retiring and they are only depending on the government's NSSF, probably it's time for you to, you know, make them aware of this product so that they can be able to get help and be helped. So I'm just wondering, Esther, there's someone who is now, they say they're now in retirement.
All right.
What do you think are some of the challenges, Margaret, that someone in retirement can face?
In retirement, first of all, when I started, I talked about most retirees, the Kenyan retirees are ranked amongst the poorest in globally. Yeah, because you don't take
we are even lower than...
Yeah, we are, by the way.
Yeah.
Because we don't take care of our retirement plans early. We wait until the last minute. So that at maturity, at 60 years, that is when you start talking about. I've met several people outside here. You're talking to somebody about retirement. Like just 2 days ago, I was talking to someone who was in abroad and she wanted to come back to Kenya in a few years. But she was telling me, Margaret, I need something like 10 million to save 10 million right now. And so that I can be able to purchase a good annuity when I come back to Kenya, because I just want to come back to Kenya and relax. Unfortunately, this person is already 65 years. So I was like, I'm sorry. I was trying to do something, but I'm not getting, the details are not coming up. Like, I just found out this person is 65 years already. There's nothing I can do. She felt so bad. I felt for her. Like, I wish I knew. And she told me what? She told me, I'm going to tell all my daughters, even those ones in Kenya and here in abroad, so that they start taking these things earlier. Because now you see, I want something good for retirement. I've been working in US for all this long. Now I want to come back to Kenya and retire in peace. Like, I just want to relax and be getting my money, eating my money. Like, cash flow is all over. What? I've bought shambas, I've bought houses in Kenya. But you see, those houses, before I sell even a shamba in Kenya right now, but it's not that a ready market, like somebody has money, you just buy immediately. You have to look for like, maybe it will take even a year without you selling that shamba. So she was telling me she really needs that liquid cash. Now she's unable to purchase because of her age. So she's really talking to the daughters who are in Kenya. You really need to pick up something for retirement. Yeah, and that was a very good experience for me. I felt for her, but I could not help because it was too late. Yeah, so now those are the challenges that most retirees face. Like, you find somebody is remaining with only 2 years, is asking me, what can I get? Okay, by the way, we also have something for you. If it's 2 years, 3 years, we also have something for somebody who is almost there.
Almost there.
Yeah, remaining 3 years or 2 years. We can do something for you. This one is already 65. In fact, it's beyond. So it was hard. But somebody, some 2 years, even months, we can do something for you. We can't lack something. We'll always advise you depending on your needs. Just share with us whatever you need. We shall always be able to help you and get you something that fits you.
So then, would you say, Esther, it's kind of a challenge and would we say a mistake or something when people who are working are only buying assets, lands and building houses and all that?
It is. It is good to have assets, to buy land, to buy houses and all that. That is good. But when we come into retirement and there's no more salary and all that, you need a very good cash flow. You need money that will get to the level of the money, what you are earning. If you are earning 500,000, make sure that there is a cash flow every month of 500,000 so that you can maintain your lifestyle. So it is good to have land, it is good to have houses, but one thing is that you may have 1, 2 houses, 3 houses with even no 10 shilling, 100 shilling in your pocket, and that is such a big challenge. So that is why we tell people, when you're buying all these things, have a fund that will cater for your liquidity when you retire. Because if there's a time that you need money, is when you retire. When you have all the time in the village, in the estate, you're no longer going to work, you're buying sodas and all that to your village mates and people in the estate, you need money. You need to be more comfortable, after working for many years and educating your children. Have good houses, have land and all that. And even if you say, like, you will take one piece of land, plot and sell maybe for 2 million and, eat that money. For how long will 2 million last? For just a short time. And then you're back to the other shamba in Kabulu. And you're going to sell that. You're going to sell the land in Ruai. And by the time, 5 years, you have nothing, you see. But if you had created a fund, and which matures when you're retiring, then you'll have this good cash flow and you'll be fine. And you will leave this land and houses for your children to inherit.
So would the mistake also be you invested in assets, then when you're retiring, you sold all of them?
By the time you're
now your children don't even have
nothing to even inherit. Yes.
So invest in all those things, but ensure you have cash flow. Then would we say it's also important to diversify income, such that even if you have assets, these assets are bringing you something?
Of course. Because just like she said, you need some liquid cash. Liquid cash is not there because you just want to stay with it, but because you want to be able, even if you are called for a harambe somewhere, they normally write guest of honor, retiree, guest of honor. They know you are a retired person and you are getting money. So you need that money. Like when you're invited for a harambe or maybe it's school fees, they're doing something, you are able to get the money from the bank. Chap, then you pay, you at least you're able to contribute. The way you said about the medical cover, you need to purchase that medical cover annually. And for your information, it's not that cheap. Because when you turn 50 years, you have to be taken for medical.
You are high risk.
You are high risk. So it won't be cheap as the one you got from your employer. Remember, your employer, it was like many people. So the bargaining power was a little bit, it was cheaper. But now you are an individual. So you need to really cough good money for you to get a good medical cover that will take you to bigger hospitals like Aga Khan, Nairobi, if you want to go to those hospitals. And then some people, like you find somebody's at home, then you are like, I want to eat this food, I want to do, you also change the diet. You want to eat well. You understand? You are just, it's not the way you are like right now. You only have like supper and breakfast. No, this time you have all the time in the world. So you can eat, you can do everything. Some people even save. I've got some business people who save money because they want to retire well so that they can be going to play golf. Like I want to keep myself busy. I go play golf, I enroll in membership clubs so that, you know, and it's expensive to pay for those things. But there are retirees who go for those things because they've retired, they are free, they have nothing to do. So they want to keep themselves busy. They want to catch up with they want to catch up with their friends who are, you know. So you really need that cash. That's what you're saying. The cash that you have at hand, the liquid cash, is much more better than the assets, because the assets are so good because at least for your inheritance,
for your children,
leave
an inheritance for
for your children, next of kin, at least they'll inherit something from you, like mom or dad left us this. You understand? So those ones are meant for your next of kin. But now for this liquid cash, it's for you. I live.
At the same time, you become very idle. And at the same time, you have dreams now to realize that you have all the time. You want to travel the world. You've heard of Israel and Egypt. Now you want to go and see the pyramids and all that. What do you need? Cash, money.
You know, I was imagining myself now. I'd be, hello. Nilikuwa nasema hello.
Kuna ya kupanda. Nimeitwa rambe ya kanisa kwanza. No.
Or it's raining, you want to plant?
Hey, the rain is here. Can you send me some money for seedlings? No. And the one you are asking for is looking for money for makeup.
And you know, when your kids now see the phone, it becomes a burden. A phone call from either mom or dad. They just know this one wants money.
Sure.
So you become sort of a burden to your children.
Yes.
Well, so if you're watching us tonight, 30 years from now, 20 years from now, 10 years from now, don't be that person who will be like, hello, can you? I was saying, hello. So you have been watching how to plan for retirement, and I believe you have you've caught one or two things. I'm going to allow Esther and Margaret to just tell us how we can, someone who is watching and they're feeling time is running out, how they can access you. Esther.
All right. You can get me at my personal number is 0720 92 53 61. 0720 92 53 61. Yeah, that's my personal
probably
number.
On social media?
Yeah, I am on Facebook, Esther Nyambura Mwema on Facebook. Instagram, Esther Nyambura Mwema.
Yeah, so get to the inbox.
Okay, you can get me, I'm Margaret, and you can get me on personal number 0720 416256. 0720 416256. On Facebook is Margaret Odunga, and Instagram is Margaret Odunga.
Wow. Be very keen or conscious to plan for your retirement. Doesn't matter how old you are. So that when you are old, you don't become a burden to your children, always calling to ask for money ya nyama. So you have been watching SISTA Talk, how to plan for retirement, and I believe you are going to make several steps forward from today to change your life. You can reach Esther and Margaret on the contacts that they have given you so that you can get help and guidance from there. Thank you for staying tuned. Good night and see you again next week. Bye-bye.